Hi, it's Bonnie, and I'm making this video to show you how to use anchor text and how to install it using a really handy WordPress plugin called Ultimate TinyMCE. So the reason that you might want to use anchor text is to help your site visitor find locations on the page where you have information stored, and it saves them from scrolling down the page. So for example, if I click on the two-letter abbreviation for Arizona, it jumps me right down the page to the information I'm looking for rather than make me scroll to look for it. So before you install this plugin, I just want to show you what your page editing area looks like without it, because you only have 2 rows of icons for editing when you don't have the Ultimate TinyMCE. Once we add that plugin, you're going to see additional things besides those 2 rows. So you simply type it into the WordPress search repository, and TinyMCE is listed as all one word. Anytime you're installing a new plugin, you want to look at the details, just give it a quick glance, make sure the plugin has been updated recently, make sure it's working with your version of WordPress, and of course you want to just take a glance at the rating if you're not familiar with the plugin, and then you just install it and activate it. Now as soon as you activate it, you're going to see an additional category show up on your left-hand dashboard. Click on that and it'll take you to the place where you can set up the plugin. This allows you to add a variety of formatting features, and you can designate which row they're going to show up on within your page editing section. So we've added the font select button. We're going to be able to change the font size, background color picker, foreground color picker I've added in. I've also added in the anchor button. These first few I put on row 3. This one, the anchor button, I've put on row 4. A couple of other things. Image button I put on row 4, and so on. You can always come back and add more of these if you want to when you've made all the choices that you need. Simply update it. If you need to go back and add another one, simply we'll just put in the copy button. We'll put that on row 4 also. Update it. And then when you look at your page, you'll see the additional rows of icons have been added. And there we have the font family and the font size, several other things on row 3, the anchor, and several other things on row 4. Alright, now let's jump over to the page where we're going to actually use it. In this case, I'm going to add a new location, and it's going to be for Ontario, so I'm going to put it alphabetically between the Oklahoma and Oregon section. So the first thing we need to do is, of course, be in our page editor in the background. Type in anchor, scroll down to the page, the section of the page rather, where you want to put in the new information. In this case, we're going to put it in right here between Oklahoma and Oregon. Simply type in Ontario. Type in whatever text you want. I've already saved this text for the location. Put that in. Give it some formatting so it's matching everything else on the page. In this case, we've got that as an H3. Make this bold. Now, once you've got it set up the way you want it, you designate this as an anchor by putting your cursor in front of it and simply clicking on the little anchor tag. If you, let me just close this a second, if you hover over it, it'll say insert or edit anchor. And when you click on it, it asks you to name it. Each anchor tag must have an individual, a unique identifier. So in this case, we're just going to call it Ontario to make it easy. The anchor name it can only be letters and numbers, and it cannot have any spaces in the name. Click Insert. You'll notice that it puts a little anchor icon there. Now we'll scroll back up to the place where we're going to click from, highlight that area. Now you'll notice that a brand new icon has popped up. Let me unclick that. You'll see that it's faded out until you select it, until you select something. This broken link is there for you. Click on that. This allows you a lot of different kinds of linking, but the easiest thing to do is to use it for the anchors. Simply click any anchors that you've already identified will be showing. You'll click the one that you want, choose the one that you want, click Insert, and that's all there is to it. Update your page. This is so much easier than using HTML and trying to get everything lined up. It's amazing how helpful plugins can be. Okay, now we need to refresh the page, and you'll see that you now have the link here at the top, and you have the information further down. Let's just click to it and link to it. So when we click, it takes us right down to Ontario, and there you have it. The only other thing that I want to show you is that depending on the system that you're using and the browser that you're using, if you're signed into WordPress as an admin in the back end, it may drop you down one line too much. But when you're signed out, it'll be just fine. Your site visitor is not ever going to see it drop down too far. I'm just logging out here. And when I do that, refresh the page, because I'm logged out now. Let's get back up to the top of the page. And when we click on it, you'll see that it takes us right there where we want to be. I hope this has been helpful for you. Take care.